levels, and Velo can just be self-sustaining in that off lane.
Yeah. But for now, though, might just see one of these 5-on-5 engagements here. They're kind of grouping up towards the one direction, and then it's just down to Mineski where they want to go. Looks like they go and towards the other side of the map instead. There's Ice. He's going deep here and he might get caught straight off the bat. Snowball takes almost everybody. Now, okay, that works.
Where's the
good escape, guys. It's a good escape. He just used it. I think it's on cooldown still.
What a hero. 5 guys snowball on him and he's just, aha!
Never mind, guys. Try again next time.
Swashbuckling away. It's so amazing.
Alright. So, Velo actually going in on the low ground. Mineski's setting up here, up on high. Doesn't exactly have a lot of control himself, so Velo should be fine with another snowball further in towards Wyvern. Gonna take a lot of damage on, but well, don't have stuns, but they have a lot of slows. And that'll be the first blood right here.
First blood.
Arcane Curse, Arctic Burn, Leech Seed. There's no way Velo's escaping that. So they'll get themselves double bounty rune from Mushi. It looks like as the carry hero returns to top lane. Jabs is going to sit mid, it looks like, as they expect the Batrider of Afromushia. It's going to be a dual lane mid for the most part of the early game. Now trying to pressure the Invoker and then trying to counter pressure the pressure on the Invoker. We'll see how that lane all pans out. Velo maybe dies a couple of times up top. This isn't an easy lane with Treant and Silencer, especially with the start they've had. You know, the first blood, the double bounty runes. Mushi's had an amazing beginning to this match. As mid lane, there's the battle.
I mean, Afromush is gonna spam Napalm. Winter Wyvern's gonna use the Arctic Burn, but it's a really long cooldown for Jabs to contend with. So Afromush should be able to start taking the better trades here. With the Napalms being stacked up, forcing Jabs away. Then Moon
they're
has
giving
to be
the
careful.
Invoker stick charges. Like, Moon bought a full magic wand.
Top lane. Velo being slowed down, just harassed by Ninja. But if he gets close for a couple punches, Velo's
bot
like
lane.
that. Oh, angle here. Gonna get on actually by X-Nova with the shackles and some strong right clicks of his own. And another shackle. Is he actually? No, not quite that. He's just taunting out.
Of course.
Kind of running out of region though. Still has a few tangos to munch on. Got Shaman so far doing a good job zoning him out.
Is that taunt music really loud for you, by the way?
It's kind of loud, yeah.
It's like loud. It's like louder than ever. Oh god, cold snap mid.
Hero? Everything's around though. Afromush is there and it's scary enough for the time being. It's very paranoid, missing kills here down bottom again. Next Nova. Okay, they're fighting the shackles though, and one more right click. The Sunstrike coming in. Both lying next to each other. That looked very hilarious.
Murder suicide.
Yeah, pretty much.
Romeo and Juliet there. Oh, Moon. Oh, he dodges the LSA mid, but there's still Firefly with 3 napalm stacks on him.
Well done, Afromush himself though with an ice wall, but not slowed down enough. The next light strike away will land. We'll secure the kill. Now a bit of a turnaround, and with the cold snap, that much of a time from Jabs. The cold snap not quite lasting long enough. Shards will not connect. The Sunstrike though, barely being dodged. But he cannot dodge the leech seat. That'll be enough. Jabs actually with the illusion. Claiming the last hit. Still worth it here, bringing down the Invoker. The longer you can delay his Midas, the longer you can delay his levels and his farm.
Yeah,
More time and space you have going forward.
Only 6 and 4 with Alina sitting at 7 and 10. Firo with a ton of denies over this Invoker, but it's still Afromush sitting mid, and it's still Moon, you know, getting a decent amount of experience. This lane should progress to be pretty decent for the Invoker. You shouldn't have an awful time, and of course, you know, can always go back into the jungle with Forge Spirits and Alacrity just to farm there. Top lane Velo, you know, he did make that rotation mid. He's managed to not feed away too many kills top, but you can see from his levels, struggling a little bit, closing in on level 3, but not doing particularly well there. I just want to keep an eye on Ice though. Just continually spamming out the swashbuckle, spamming his taunt. X-Nova, not happy about this.
Alright, so how does it work? It says you dash in that direction? Or something like that? Or... Yeah.
Huh?
I don't know. Because like
What's
he threw it out a moment ago and then didn't actually go anywhere.
What do you mean?
I'm just missing... Because it's like essentially like the sleight of fist, except you end up in the direction that you're targeting, right? You just move yourself to that place.
I mean, you move and you aim to a place.
Okay. Huh.
It's like, so like he can run back and shoot forward.
Okay. Still confused. Alright. Probably gotta play it myself to really get the gist of that. Now Ninja Boogie has a haste rune. They will try to do things. Setting up in mid perhaps. Pharaoh goes too far forward. Yeah, he's just gonna get run at. But on the tower, Sunstrike will not be dodged. I think that hits with the Cold Snap. They turn things around, though. Light Strike here has landed a couple of right clicks. Ninja Boogie, he's the one to die first. Ice has ice. Yeah, he's coming around. He actually got the kill on the interception. Hit away all the way from the bottom lane.
The first rotation of the Pangolier. ISSI starts things off. Yeah, they killed Alina, importantly, like alleviating this awful amount of pressure on the Invoker. But the Hand of Midas is going to arrive here eventually, right? Moon catching up a little bit on CS, not looking amazing, but oh, down at bottom lane. ISSI, it's a little bit too far in.
Throws down that the jump, but it's not going to be enough. Or is it? With a swashbuckle forward. After Moose dying to keep track of him, slowing him down with Napalm. Firefly is gonna expire soon, and extra slows coming through. Aframush is diving very deep, so is Jabami. They really want to kill this Pangolier. One more right click will do it. They cannot quite get in range for the shrine. Now Jabs is flying, also stops. More slows here from the Napalm, and another right click. This time it is Jabami who gets that kill himself.
There's a full Radiant creep wave following them as well. The catapults here, they're going to TP back to their wave, because tier 1 bot, Radiant side, took so much damage there because there's a catapult wave that comes into it, and their wave wasn't meeting because it follows the Pangolier all the way up. That's like, honestly not that bad for Mineski. Like, okay, you lost 2 heroes. Yeah, okay, it's bad, but you get something back with all that tower damage at the tier 1 bottom lane, which is really nice. And also, ISSI manages to drag the wave back in close to his tier 1, so he's going to get plenty of experience from there as well.
Yeah, to level 4 now, soon. Probably just makes up the first 2 skills, I guess, before the Heart Piercer. Maybe get a value point into it at some point, but meanwhile I'm looking at mid again. Moon continues to be pressured. After Moon's giving a creep wave, but bit of a turnaround here with the Cold Snap. Ninja Boogie making his presence known, and he will end up dropping down.
Protect the Moon Invoker at all costs.
Putting a lot of emphasis on that, just because, like, no one needs to be top. Mushi is perfectly fine just laning himself. Maxed out the Glaives of Wisdom already on the score Silencer, and Velo, he's struggling with that. 7 last hits, the 48 and 22 denies on that Silencer, so yeah, it's gonna be an issue. He's gonna actually start right-clicking hard.
Super hard. Velo at least has hit, level 5, closing in on 6, and that's when he can start, playing with the Bat and the Shadow Shaman, looking for smoke ganks. X-Nova currently holds one, so I wouldn't be surprised to see, maybe the support's TP top and you play aggressively onto Mushi. This Silencer is very squishy.
Time and time again, Pharaoh, that's the problem with Alina. You have no defensive mechanisms whatsoever, so you get caught with a Cold Snap. Trying to turn around, it doesn't work. You're trying to Light Strike away, it takes forever. Easy setup for the Sunstrike, so... And you have damage here just from these 2 heroes going for Alina. And yeah, it's again, another kill means Invoker gets closer to where he wants to be.
Here's the move. X-Nova smokes, they have the Lifestealer infested inside of him, but Mushi reads the game. They know Lifestealer's not bot anymore, they feel it coming, and this smoke gank will come to nothing. They wanted this snowball initiation, they wanted to fight up here, but they're just going to have to cut the wave and try and damage tier 1. But because of that move earlier, this bot tier 1, being such low HP, Mineski can destroy this and potentially come back and defend the top tower themselves.
Yeah. Get rid of the creeps, get rid of the tower. DP already coming through, that's Ninja Boogie. They did see it coming, drop down dust, drop down a wall. They're trying to bring down the stream. They're diving very deep for it. Kind of cut his way through his tree friends. He will be caught eventually. But there is the rolling boulder coming through, just bashing everybody, jumping out of the shots. Not really doing too much, but
you scare the shit out of your opponents with that rolling thunder. Just like, oh god, who else is coming? If Ice is rolling in, there must be people backing him up, right? But no, he's just disrupting him, making sure you don't take the tower.
So no those walk shenanigans. Lina with the Laguna Blade. Gonna get a quick snack here on the unsuspecting Moon. Without lasso, without anything other than just the flame break, essentially.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Again, though, Mineski don't want to take this lying down. Ninja Boogie's sitting inside. Mushi making a rotation now to just take over mid lane for the time being.
He's already got 4 staff. Lina goes back for the phase boots, realizing how this kind of laning phase has deteriorated for her. We'll move into the Bloodstone afterwards, but may even consider going for a Yules or a Shadow Blade to precede that Bloodstone. But we'll see how it goes for her. As Ice has his brown boot, and it looks like he's heading straight into Diffusal Blade with the swashbuckle, applying the effects on all those hits. It's pretty nice.
Almost on a hex, but Ninja Boogie's there with the
top Velo jumped on. Pangalier's in.
Ooh. Rolling straight out again, Snowball, but they're dragging him all the way into the dire side jungle. Yeah, he's gonna die, isn't he?
Nice. Well played.
+2.
Silence mere mortal.
Slash -2. That's the one thing, right? With the Silencer kind of free farming top, the one thing that you don't get is necessarily many early stacks of the intelligence. But he's gonna get there. He's starting to move around more, just trying to meet WGU wherever they find him.
Who cares? At level 15 you get the +2 Insteel Talon,
Yeah.
Just start killing people then. Farm and farm and farm, hit level 15, and then you start killing people. Get those +4s.
Oh man.
So that means you steal 4, right? You remove 4 from the enemy and you gain 4.
Must be, yeah.
Like I just had to make sure that made sense in my head.
Yeah.
Because 4 intelligence is a lot. If you start stealing intelligence from Lifestealer, from Tusk, they're not going to be able to cast their spells anymore.
Lifestealer has barely enough mana pool as it is for like one combo.
Exactly.
Mushi 4 staffs away, Snowball all the way in deep. Now the Global Silence to turn things around. Another Thunder rolling, whatever, onto Pharaoh. To try and rack him down. Swashbuckle forward to dodge Lightstrike Array. So Ice has Eyes with the place, getting that kill. The rest of WG will be able to make their way out. Maybe, maybe not. Ice shots to try and block in the Silencer, but Winter Skirt to keep him in place for a little bit longer. Forcing on another Snowball, this time here onto the Pangolier. But Velo will be right-click down, another +2. And Ice has Ice, he's casting his spells, he's doing things. Mixing out the shield crash, it's nice damage nuke actually. Makes him very tanky.
Yeah, he's not just sitting in the off lane, he's not farming, he's actively roaming around looking for kills. This is like a roaming 3-roll. He's had farm priority from the 3-roll. He's got a decent amount of items and gold saved up, but it's these actions he's making, these kills that he's setting up or baiting in, and just disrupting the enemy team because they can't focus him. They can't kill this 900 HP Pangolin. They can't because he's got Shield Crash level 4. He's got Rolling Thunder. They're trying to go on him now, but he's just gonna escape. How do you catch him? He swashbuckles away and it's like, yeah, what up? They will get the tier 1 at the very least, but Mushi goes in on bottom lane. X-Nova in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, it's tragedy of the Shadow Shaman. Just like, oh hey, you're next to me, I'm alone, goodbye. He just has nowhere near the defense utility that some of his other teammates have, like Tusk. At least can snowball delay, maybe make some sharp play here or there. But Shadow Shaman, he's just trying to get his levels, trying to get his money. Because they need these blink daggers. I mean, Bedrider is working on it now, but the blink hacks from the Shadow Shaman is going to be invaluable to just try and counteract the mobility and that tankiness from a hero like Pangolier.
So this is something that Mineski have been really good at over the past, 2-3 months or so. One of the big reasons that they did so well at the PGL Major, why they've been doing so well recently, reading the map is a very difficult skill, because you have certain bits of information, you have certain lack of information, you kind of put pieces together to create a picture in your head of what's happening with the enemy team. The first move by Mushi to, leave top lane to come back, and now the move by Moon, realizing that this Lifestealer with Batrider and Tusk, they're going to be looking for infest kills, and as long as you dodge them, the snowball from the Radiant really does halt very, very quickly. And Moon just TPs out from top lane, lets them have the tier 1 up there, and I don't know if they read this. This is a very aggressive move.
Yeah, smoking through the dice at jungle, running straight to Moon, but Jabs thankfully right next to him at the same time though. Being protected does get caught as he's very deep himself.
There's no rage.
They look for more, yeah. Lifesteal actually super low with all damage over time. He will not quite tick out to it. The rage coming back off cooldown, but it's almost very bad for WG after all.
They did get Ninja Boogie though, who was lurking in, but he got an Observer Ward down, which was his intention the entire time. These 2 wards working wonders here for Mineski in this Radiant side of the map. What's Mushi heading into next? Oh, he's got Rod of Atos complete. Mushi is so farmed on this silencer.
Man. 7.1k, level 11. Moon also getting closer and closer to that point, with Midas continuing to go. And halfway towards the Aghanim Scepter, so he's about to be super fight ready as well. And then there's a big question mark still, Ice's Eyes. He does have the value point and half pierce, and now starting to max out the Swashbuckle. And he can start doing some damage with that too. Even maybe try and go on Afromush if they really want to. Ninja Bogey's scouting out. Velo's leaving that. For now. I'm just leaving them as it is.
How close is Ice to this Diffusal Blade? Basically just a recipe away. And it's gonna be pretty nice for him. The purge from Diffu to slow people down. Sure, it doesn't dispel anymore, but who cares? It's still a ton of damage for this melee hero. Just to pump out right clicks with Swashbuckle.
And that is the final Afromush. Overgrowth to keep it in place. The roll forward into the bash, into the jump nuke. Another bash. The Sunstrike just in case. Mushi coming in range for the Intelligence Steal too. And
that initiation range is ridiculous. So Treant finds him here and he's like, okay, I've entangled the Batrider. Ice comes from 1,500, 2,000 range away, something like that, and just rolls in. Immediately on top of the target, ready there with the damage, not going to be counted out by anything, and this Afromush Bat still struggling to buy the Blink Dagger, which they so desperately need to really get a grasp on this game. Lena's struggling to get to Bloodstone, which is one of those do or die items. Either you win a couple of team fights and get a load of charges up, or you die 3 times in a row and the item becomes not worthless, but much worse than you had intended it to be when you first started buying it.
Definitely not worth as much money as you paid for it.
I'm not sure what Afromush is doing here.
Wants to get the lasso,
Ooh.
and he does get it, and that does cancel the Rolling Thunder, doesn't it now? The Global Silence is trying to turn this around, as well as Jabs with the Cold Embrace, throwing out dust, but Mushi is there with the damage over time, slowing down Batrider, and he's going to die first. Mineski with the immediate counterplay, even Velo continue to drop lower and lower. Now the shards, the wards, and Pharaoh in the back coming through. They do zap down the tree, and that's first casualty. The secondary one will be the Winter Wyvern, left to his own devices under the tower. With this wraparound, WG gets something good going under the belt, and the initiation on the Pangolier. So I guess it's one way to do it.
Yeah, sure enough. But they get, 2 support kills? They lose their mid-tier 1, Invoker is still free farming in the meantime.
Ooh,
and Ice just goes straight back in.
Down to half health, setting up for the Sunstrike, not even committing for the kill themselves.
It must be so sad as Moon. He's throwing these Sunstrikes, and every single target dies a split second before the Sunstrike lands. Mushi just clears up the last hit there. There's another one earlier where, the freaking Pangolier comes in and kills someone before they get the Sunstrike to land.
He can't complain.
But
he's still sitting at Aghanim Scepter gate timing now.
It looks decent. The beginning of that fight, they get the Afromush lasso in onto the Pangolier as he
transforms. Yeah.
Rolling Thunder is transforming into it, and it was okay, maybe they can kill him. Then the Global arrives. Then Mineski, they read it perfectly. They were all there. The one hero missing was Invoker, who's shoving mid, but they had the other 3 heroes ready behind Ice, ready to turn the fight. Oh, Pharaoh, no.
Almost. Did it have been enough damage at this point?
Probably not, but...
I just... No, that is... no, not quite. 560 pure damage, he was sitting at like 600 health.
Yeah, it would have been like 150, 200 health off killing.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's the fear of someone backstabbing you there. You know, the Pangolier sitting behind these trees and coming in from the side. You never quite know where Ice is. And he's moving into Blink. Interestingly enough, not going for upgraded boots. Straight into Diffusal Blade and then straight into Blink Dagger, it looks like. Tanky enough in his own right. Doesn't need to... No Sand and Yash, no Vanguard, none of this nonsense. No Solar Crest, no Radiance. This is the Ice way.
So far it's working out well. 4, 2, and 4 on the Sphera. Top lane though, Pharaoh and Jabami. They have the Desolator completed on the Lifestealer, so damage output is available. But no real initiation potential from these heroes just yet. Blink Dagger also still far away from the Bat Rider. Even further from the Shadow Shaman as Xnova is stuck buying all the wards and whatnot.
And just look at how aggressive. So Ice is playing aggressively bot lane to pretend that there's people behind him. Then they go in on mid on the bat, and Ice is already backed up.
Strike is gonna miss. Aframoosh does not take out the damage on time, actually. He might. No more 4-star, no more anything, so... Bit of a misplay, perhaps.
Yeah, barely missing out on it, so... Bat gets to keep his gold, gets to stay on track for that blink, but it's just that overall maneuver there, right? Ice shoves in one extra wave, where WG kind of expect that this Radiant jungle is, swarming with dire heroes. Even with the observable they've got up now, which they've just placed, they likely wouldn't have, seen a smoke or something coming in behind Ice. Then as soon as the smoke, like all these lines are being drawn. As soon as the smoke comes in, top lane, Pharaoh. Oh dear.
This time. He dies. There we go. And this is a much more important kill almost than the Bat Rider. You can make the argument, alright, slowing him down for the blink is extremely valuable at this point, but he's gonna get it eventually regardless. And it's already super late anyway. He hasn't even had the chance to farm jungles even.
Like this Lina, 21 minutes in, phase, nulls, a couple 200 gold away from the full Bloodstone, but it all feels just delayed from WG, while Mineski are, snapping into these timings very nicely, taking towers one by one, objectives are being claimed. They don't have the best Roche taking lineup though, so they'll need to get a big teamfight win in order to kind of swing back in there. Invoker is the main hero with, Forge Spirits and the Alacrity to deal with that Roshan, but we're looking at a level 14 Invoker already. Moon having an absolutely, spanking game already.
Yep. Right up there with most of the other cores. The thing is, sure, you have the Lifestealer who's technically on top of the net worth chart, but only by a couple of hundred gold, and then the next 3 heroes are all Dire and Lina. You were talking about it, it's just so far off everything. And even switching towards perhaps a Shadow Blade or something, but still has the energy boost to queued up. But it's a free kill on Xnova, who's just a punching bag almost for Mineski. And free int deposit for the Science, I guess, who's now threatening Aframoosh with the Arcane Curse, but unwilling to to overly commit there. That is Bloodstone completed in Pharaoh.
At long last. But they've got Blink on Ice now. This Pangolier is going to be an absolute nuisance.
God. Looks so weird. Bottom lane, there we go. Global Silence to try and help out Moon. Still alive. Doesn't have too much mana to work with, but does still have right things to contribute. Velo with nice little shard play. Jab still able to fly across to get the vision for the gold snap. And the Tusk will still end up dropping Pharaoh, unable to help out. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, though, what's happening here? Ninja Boogie does it up in the side of it. But he went on Mushi. Unable to really make anything happen with that without Lifestealer in the middle of there too to provide the damage.
And in the end, only the Tusk dies.
Yeah, it's...
Well, the Lifestealer is still having a reasonably good game. Top of the net worth. I say reasonably, but it's a pretty good game. The only downsides are, the first couple of Infest bombs didn't work out because of Mineski dodging them. They would love to have this Batrider blink. It's still 300 gold away, 250 gold away until Aframush has it. When that comes up, Lifestealer does have a lot of farm. He is a huge damage dealer at this point. So if they can blink lasso any one of these Mineski heroes, they die. Which is why Ice is rushing straight into a Lincoln Sphere as quickly as he possibly can. So is the Invoker, and so is the Silencer. All three of these core heroes, they understand that this blink timing from Bat is delayed. They've been allowed to get, their primary items, the Force Atos, the Midas Ags, the Diffu Blade, as well as Blink, across the three of them. And now they move into Lincolns, and it should time up pretty nicely. But the first Bat Blink will be used with the Infest before the Lincolns arrive.
Washbuckle spam to just force out rages and get rid of creep waves. What cooldown is that? 8 seconds, pretty good. WG, like... they're biding the time until the blink is online, which is right the hell now. They're grouping up in S5, they're probably gonna smoke. If they have one. Doesn't look like they do, actually, unless... Xnova has one in the inventory. It's a full 5-man rotation. But Mineski...
This
kind of
needs to
obvious,
needs to net WG some big kills.
Yeah. They're not connecting on anything though. Mineski's on the other side of the map entirely.
Mineski reading the map again. Yeah. Look at how tentatively Moon is playing, right? He's keeping his sphere of vision as wide as possible, making sure that he can see, angles up and across so he doesn't get hit too hard. And now he just shoves in mid-wave. They have to go on this Invoker. He's the only one showing and being open. But Moon has Tornado ready. He'll get Ghost Walk up now and go instantly into Invis. And there is no way of catching him.
Yeah. Heroes working away at the tower. Different alerts a little bit. It's going to be going to be a trade regardless. Even if they don't kill the tower, obviously Treant Protector will just be able to heal it back up again. And it doesn't look like... Oh god, yeah. He's in the middle of that. The Rolling Thunder. Ice is jumping around however he pleases. And yeah, sure, they lose tier 2 top, but they get a kill, they get tier 2 bottom, they get tier 2 mid, perhaps Global Science to counter that out immediately. Ninja Boogie with the Overgrowth already in Jabami. Now he's on the run, he's super slow, he's 8 up, he does have Rage to work with. As he uses Infest instead onto a creep for a second, but now out of mana, out of health points. They don't get anything off of that. Mushi just, his finger hovering over that R button. And now, okay, blink forward, instant hex from Xnova as he gets slowed down. Throwing the Fear of God into him.
There is an element of, Ice being very good on this Pangolier hero, it being very new, and maybe WG not knowing how to deal with it quite so much in this game. But Mineski are just playing their, solid standard Dota, pretty much, even with an interesting Captain's Draft. They're moving around the map as, a unit of 4, the Invoker's split pushing and getting himself farmed up. They've got Mushi involved in a bunch of team fights, up to 16 stolen intelligence now. It's not a huge amount, but it's pretty damn good for this point in the game. And he's got his +2 int steal bonus as well from the level 15 talent. Mineski do still have to fear the fact they've got this Silencer as the 1 roll, though. Now, it's not the best hero. Can still get picked off reasonably quickly if he gets, chain stunned and hexed and blasted by a Laguna Blade. But WG, we've seen them struggle to get in onto targets, especially when there's a 5-man group from Mineski, but also just to stay alive in these team fights. Ice has just been sprinting around, causing havoc, and he is so disruptive. Like, he is a disruptive player, and he's on a disruptive hero.
Oh yeah. I mean, the Serpent Wars have been committed to try and make this Roshan play. But the Sunstrike scouting it out immediately, Mineski made their way here, and that presence is enough for WG to say, no, we cannot continue this. So, both of it down. They're the ones who continue to have to dodge. At the same time, Aframush is kind of alone together with the Lifestealer here, looking for a quick pick on an isolated target. Ninja Boogie, well, trying to get over there in Invis, maybe trying to bait out that DD rune a little bit. WG not
DD Treant
like that, and now it's pretty legit. 260, 270 damage, and actually onto Roche. He's falling fast.
But look at how Ice is playing. He's just holding this ramp. He's not letting WG get anywhere near. He gets the purge off on Lifestealer as he's escaping. Like, that's insane.
Oh man.
Alright, where are my Invoker talents? It's time to start getting your talents up, Moon. Need me some of the double forward spirits. Need me some I've not seen, like, we saw Cataclysm skilled the other day by, was it Gabby? I believe it was Gabby, but he never used it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing, because you have to double tap Sunstrike to use it.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where the first time you read it, you might just think, oh, I just cast Sunstrike, and it does it. But it's, you know, kind of a secondary ability to Sunstrike, that kind of deal.
We'll see, it's getting close to the level 20. And Ninja Boogie walks through a sentry. They need a little bit more detection though. And instead Ninja Boogie gets the overgrowth off, Tornado to follow. Hits on 2, Moon just can cause a bunch of spells, Ice Wall, keep Aftermoosh in there. That's an easy kill, and that was not supposed to happen. If they have another sentry there, Ninja Boogie just dies. And none of that happens.
Velo is pushed very far up mid lane.
Yeah, Bushi, +4, question mark. Exclamation point in a second. Oh, maybe not.
Oh, nice,
I blink away.
nice
Very,
blink.
very nice done. Nicely done indeed.
He's still gonna
though,
get found.
yeah. And Mushi, how does Mushi get the kill there? I guess Arcane Curse, right? But
Yeah.
Not sure if he was in range for the insteal, so probably a good thing anyway.
He got +4, so.
Yeah.
Lifestealer all alone.
Lots of rage, lots of infest, but it's gonna be rooted up. Couple of right clicks from Moon, infest into one of their own creeps. Healthiest one is just gonna take it over and try and leg it. Will be successful.
But now he can't infest into the Batrider and make plays through that. Ninja Boogie, oh god, he's backstabbing. He has vision of the Lifestealer creep. He hasn't seen the Batrider yet, though, I don't think. Aframush does have this nice little hidey hole, but now he's revealed. The Bat has been seen.
Tornado actually lands on him. Ninja Boogie following, just getting that Leech Seed off, Global Silence to give them the covering fire, and the Batrider is the main target once again, but that hero down, that's the only initiation that WG really have. Mineski, all of a sudden, they're staring down the bottom of the barrel of the high ground with 2 catapults to the name Snowball in onto Moon with a blink out on Jabami. Front line on the Pangolier. He is tanky enough though, gets the 4-staff help. The promote's committed, and even with that low committal push, the tier 3 tower down to 680 health points.
And they still hold on to a nice little Aegis of the Immortal there for Moon.
Yep.
He has TP'd bot, so this might be an opportunity now for WG to make a play.
Oh god.
But they're going in one by one.
Halo, down a half health already, forces Snowball all the way towards Pangolier. Being protected, should end up falling here despite Golden Embrace. As I say that though, Winter's Curse on 2 heroes, Overgrowth as well to try and delay things, but yeah, he'll end up taken out. But hey, Ice is Ice, he's jumping, he's rolling, he's doing things, bashing people left, right and center. Not enough to keep with the Wyvern alive though. Now he's kind of isolated, continuing with the jumps to make himself more tanky. 42% damage reduction seems pretty good. Now Jabami forced to rage away, does have another infest. That siege creep is gonna be denied. They're gonna jump him out of it. Ice, Ice, Ice in the middle, looking on to next Nova. He'll die first. Pharaoh next on the list gets his aunt here, so him against Mushi, and Mushi wins with the help of the rest of his team. And now it's just a straight up chase down. Jabami trying to juke and jive. He's TPing in the side. They will not see him. Oh. Perfect
At the very last
positioning.
second they knew. Oh, they found Velo!
Velo!
Falling Thunder!
Ice to the ice to the ice. Another -4. Oh god.
36 int. We've gone from 16 at like 20 minutes to 36 now. He's just racking up this intelligence thanks to that wonderful talent.
Mushi does 3.3k damage. Ice as Ice, 4,268.
Yeah, he's doing ridiculous amounts of damage in this game. Now moving into the Basher as well for the Pangolier to make that swashbuckle even more powerful. Pushing in onto, what, 3 lanes even. Mineski have every lane shoved in. Still Aegis on the Invoker. Not for long though, 6 or 7 seconds, and that does get reclaimed by the big man in the pit. But things not looking so good for WG. Even with this lifestealer being, you know, such a great damage dealer, the Lina just hasn't had an impact in this game. Firo is 4-6-3, got the Bloodstone, still sticking around 10 charges, hasn't lost a drastic amount, to be honest. Shadowblade and Crystallis now both up, aiming for that Daedalus. But the Lina has to be, you know, sitting on the back lines, they've got to initiate, like, everything has to work perfectly for WG, basically. They have to have the Infest Bomb with either Tusk or Bat rolling in, finding a target, but the question is always going to be, who do they roll on? Because they can't pop Lincolns immediately.
Atos here onto the Shadow Shaman. Mushi 4 stars forward through the trees. Easy kill. Tornado will be dodged. WG, they're just bleeding everywhere. Aframu, she's... Has the blink available. Firefly's down to timeout, but it's actually Ice's Eyes that blinks in first, trying to bait out those spells. Yabami has the rage. Oh, gets it by Sunstrike, I believe, and has to walk all the way back to base to heal up for a moment. Meanwhile, middle lane's gonna be pushed in by Moon with Force Burst, with Alacrity. Gonna take care of that tower sooner rather than later if he's allowed to. And what do you do here? You always have to thread. Okay, the snowball in. Not sure about this one, but Velo always gets the blink back out. Bami raging up one more time. Tower still taking damage though. Mineski is getting what they came for, and WG unable to defend. Now with X-Nova coming back, maybe there's something. They get the tower denied, so hey. Limiting what Mineski can actually get off of this momentarily, but they're not overcommitting here. They got the tower, they're gonna get the shrines. They could probably get the next Roshan. May respawn in a minute, we'll find out when exactly at that point.
Do you understand how Swashbuckle works, yeah?
I think so, yeah. You kind of shoot things, and you also move in that direction. That doesn't necessarily have to be the same direction.
Yeah, you move and you shoot.
Yeah, alright. Okay, bit of a fight here. Aframush has a passenger, I believe. Yeah, but he's being bursted down. Jabami, he's the one actually being hit by the Sunstrike. 4-staff around here, trying to keep Winter Wyvern alive as he's Hex Jabs with another 4-staff. That'll keep him safe. The Global Silence also to prevent any sort of extra players. This desperation attempt from Aframush. And Lifestealer unsuccessful.
Yeah, very, very desperate move. They still do have Firo farming away. Daedalus is up. Buyback not ready yet. 560 gold away from it, and they are going to need buybacks to defend their base because Mineski are coming. And they are ready to fight. This backstab being set up by Velo and Firo might work out if they can catch the Winter Wyvern or one of these squishier Lincolnsless heroes in the back end, because they can't target the guys with Lincoln Sphere.
Yeah. It'll be very hard. Jabs. I'll figure out that something's amiss here. Velo revealing his presence to get rid of the sigil. Now the spell racking away at the racks. We're getting the melees, and now Velo actually gets some slows on him. Snowball forced out, but he should end up falling here. I don't think he should be able to blink out. That's a big snowball. But yeah. -4. Still somehow has intelligence left. Not too much.
Well, Moon got the mid melee racks while they were trying to, you know, force Velo back. So objective 1 taken. Now look for the tier 3 bottom lane. Let's get yourselves ready for Roshan. 1 minute until he respawns. And Mineski, just full control of this game, honestly, from start to end. 23k net worth lead at this point. Were they ever behind? They had the lead from the beginning. There was like a little dip where maybe it went back to even, but it really just has been a one-way street.
Yeah. Virtually insurmountable lead for Mineski.
And Moon continues his wonderful record on Invoker. This is going to be his 101st game. This will, you know, take him up to like 71 and a bit% win rate.
71 and the bits. The bit's important, guys.
It sure is.
Nail EMP will be dodged for the most part. Aframush still gets hit by it, I believe. Has Lifestealer infested into him. That's a combo that's normally extremely effective, but not if you just fall so far behind and you can't get it off in the earlier parts of the game. At this point, it's just too little to really even put fear into Mineski. I mean, they're still respecting high ground. They are not taking any chances, just playing very disciplined Dota right now. Get the objective, in this case tier 3, and then fall back to deal with the lanes. Work on the next round of items. BKB now done on the Invoker. Pangolier going for the Nullifier after the Basher. What's Mushi doing? Builds him 4.2k gold. He's the Boogie has a Staff of Wizardry. What's a 4 staff? Okay. Good next round of items. WG again. Desperation move. Batrada, not much more but the blink in his inventory. I mean, I think his lifesteal is still technically scary. He has really good items to try and blow somebody up, but that's just.
But who?
With silence makes it hard. Batrada doesn't have any wave. Even with
Cataclysm!
that, Cataclysm comes through. Not sure how many that actually hit. Gonna get 1, they're gonna get 2, they're gonna get 3, and probably 4. Also realized that Jabami came popping out of a dead Afro-Moosh. And what? Oh, what do I have? A nice Pharaoh gets a freebie plus a gem. That works. And Jabami making his way out. Rage TP.
Rage TP, but Roshan open. But yeah, you're talking about lifesteal having all this damage and being able to, you know, maybe rip someone apart. But who does he go on? Like, look at Mushi. Mushi nearly has a actually, probably, in fact, yeah, a full butterfly is complete.
Yeah.
They're gonna have Shiver's Guard on someone as well. The Invoker has a BKB Lincolns. It's just all so difficult for them. You know, even if they have a perfect fight, it's gonna be like one of those 1 in 1,000 plays where they manage to actually wipe Mineski.
Yeah.
Like, some calamity of errors has to happen where Invoker like loses his keyboard and forgets to press his buttons and doesn't get BKB off. And now there's a DD rune that spawns top. This just opens everything up even better for Mineski.
Invisibility.
Oh, it's just the nature of a 28k lead, I guess. Everyone is so freaking strong that no matter what you have, they have like 1 or 2 more items ahead of you. That power really starts to show when if WG ever even get to execute. I mean, was there one successful Link lasso initiation? I mean, even this one doesn't work. It just Afro-Moosh and Velo both blink in, but both get bashed back immediately here by the Rolling Thunder. Mimo mid, Sunstrike, only a normal one. So got hit by that, but able to get away because of the Shadow Blade.
Yeah, but he has no BKB. And that's a real struggle that this Lena's going to have against the Invoker. Having no BKB, only a Hurricane Pike as your main way of escaping from team fights. If you get hit by a tornado, you're likely going to die.
Yep. Now.
Butterfly Silencer, Blink Silencer. Mineski, jump in.
That is Blink Lasso, Overgrowth though, the Rolling Thunder is just running left, right and center. Jumping about. Velo, well, Cataclysm, that's many Sunstrikes. Big old sea of craters here. Lifesteal the first one to fall, and now the focus on the Rack. X-Nova will be secondary casualty. Pangolier shoots him down, and Pharaoh, Velo, they're trying their best, but don't really have the power to do anything reliably here. As I say that, Pharaoh is getting some right clicks off, but now Cold Snap. Limit Cape to try and delay this, but he can't even get spells off because of that. UG has to be called out in the end. 42 minutes, 15 seconds. Mineski just showing us that they know how to play Dota, even with some new heroes.
A very, very dominant showing by Mineski. I think even without the Pangolier there was fancy, it was cool, but I think